life doesn't stop when the workday ends. On True HR Beyond the Office, Shannon Clark Johnston tackles topics that affect our lives in and out of the workplace, with conversations on mental health, reinvention, self-empowerment, and more. We share actionable insights to inspire meaningful growth. Join us for candid insights and guidance to help you build resilience, create balance, and thrive with confidence in all areas of your life.
We often hear about the impact of self-image on confidence, but what happens when that image is captured and elevated by a professional? What if simply seeing yourself through a new lens could transform how you present yourself, both online and in life? On today's episode of True HR Beyond the Office, we dive into the world of brand photography and the surprising power it has to reshape how we see ourselves and communicate with the world. Our guest today, Carley Storm, knows exactly how powerful that shift can be. Carley is the founder of Carley Storm Branding Co and the Headshot Brand Bar, a company she built after an inspiring transition from her career in healthcare to a full-time pursuit of photography. What began as a creative outlet during her maternity leave blossomed into a thriving business that empowers small business owners and entrepreneurs. With her unique combination of brand photography and video production services, Carley works to help clients authentically showcase their identity and purpose, creating images and videos that don't just look good, they resonate. So if you're ready to see yourself and maybe even your brand in a new light, you don't want to miss our conversation. So welcome, Carley. Are you impressed with yourself?
This is so beautiful. This is quite proven that it's better to have somebody else introduce you.
Then introduce
Thank you.
yourself.
I don't have to say anything. That's so beautiful.
We'll just stare at each other for now.
Fine by me. Gorgeous.
Well, I mentioned in the intro, and it's so exciting to have you here because I will share to anyone who wants to know, took all of my photos. I don't actually take any more photos unless you take them for my website.
It's in your contract.
It's in my agreement. It has to be with you. Take beautiful photos, and you've really, and I want to talk about how you make people feel, obviously how you make them look, but how you make people feel. But it really started with this transition that I mentioned for you from healthcare. So talk a little bit about that, because I don't see the synergy between healthcare and photography, but maybe I'm just, I don't know. When you go to the doctor, do you smile? Or it was the dentist actually, right?
Yeah, I was a dental hygienist.
Yeah. So tell me about it.
Okay. So I was a dental hygienist for, 12 years. And for a few reasons, I quit. One of them, it's backbreaking to be hunched over all day. Yeah. And also creatively painful. And
there's not a lot of creativity in cleaning teeth.
However, you mentioned it, but I would brag that one of my superpowers is making people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that was relevant because people hate going to the dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone would come up to me and say, like, I'm really nervous and I'm a nervous wreck, it would be my time to shine.
Like your mission to help
just them. Talk somebody through. But the same thing with taking your pictures. It can be very uncomfortable, but having someone tell you they got you,
mm-hmm.
whatever business they do,
yeah.
HR,
yeah.
photography, anything, is like you feel better when you're with somebody that's confident. So yes, it did feel like a funny transition, but the transition started when I was trying to get out, but I always loved taking pictures and had a couple people tell me that I took really great pictures for my terrible Instagram. So if you looked at me now, I'd be like, I don't know where you got that from, but
so like your personal Instagram, they liked what you took.
Always creative on many platforms, but my rock bottom moment was I was waiting for the bus. It was, for exaggeration purposes, 0 degrees out. It was really cold, and it was a snow day for my son. His daycare was closed, but I had to go to work and I was commuting into the city. So I just remember waiting for the bus. It's so cold that I was just like getting mad. I don't ever cry, but I was just so mad that I had to go into work. And I was thinking, if I start crying, my face is gonna hurt and it's gonna be frozen. So I put Bob Marley on and I was just jamming to tropical music. I was in the Caribbean in my head. And then I finally got on the bus. I was obviously late. And I'm like, what am I doing? I don't like this. My back always hurts. My neck always hurts. My little baby's at home. My husband had to figure out how to, work and watch him. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. Working. So when I was on my maternity leave with him, so 8.5 years ago, my one of my best friends asked me to take pictures of her yoga business. So I barely even knew how to use my camera.
Really?
Also, if you look at those pictures, you're like, they're pretty bad. But this light bulb went off because I saw that. So she was starting a yoga business. It was like a pop-up situation. And there were 3 of them at the time. And they knew that they wanted to start posting about their business. And we were in the park and again, didn't know anything about how to use the camera, lighting. So I'm dying inside. But I was like, if they need to use pictures to promote their business and it's a Wednesday and I can figure out how to get a photography job on a Wednesday so I don't have to work taking pictures on the weekend with kids and families. I was like, maybe other businesses need photos. So I didn't even know it was called brand photography. So it was this light bulb moment. We had a great time. It's funny to look back at the pictures. They're terrible. But I remember them saying it was let's say it was the fall. And I said to them, what are you guys going to post on Christmas Day? Yeah. And what can we do? So we had this idea to take pictures. The 3 of them did a tree pose. I know it sounds silly, but it was this epiphany of that these holidays are coming. You know that you're promoting your business. What can we do? So they had a happy holidays, whatever, with 3 tree poses. And then from there, I was like, oh, other businesses also need pictures to post to promote their business and maybe for a different holiday. Times of year, so it was just, it started this idea. And then I finally figured, I saw somebody else doing it, but then I realized it was called brand photography, but I didn't even know. But I was like, I'm going to do this. And I told everybody I knew and everyone was laughing, but...
Oh, look at you now.
Look at me now. I figured it out. So
that's amazing though, because you didn't even have any, formal training in it.
No.
You had nothing.
That was before I went to YouTube University. I took a bunch of classes afterwards, but I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to quit my job. I know when you look at a picture with good lighting or I know I want to do that. So how do we do that? So I would go through the motions. I would do a shoot and I'd be like, well, I didn't know how to pose the person, so took posing class. I didn't understand about lighting. Took a lighting class was the biggest one, and then just keep figuring it out. And now I figured out what I want my pictures to look like. But I'm very good at figuring things out.
That is so inspirational, though, because I think honestly, I think so many times people, they're like, well, I don't know how to do that, and they just like that. It ends there.
Everyone has the internet. Figure it out. So I just am very convincing and just
you talked me into several photo shoots.
We're gonna do one later.
No, you honestly though, that's super inspiring. And what's really interesting about it to me is then you ended up in this brand photography business taking photographs for other women who are kind of many times doing the same thing. They're reinventing themselves. Yeah. They're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Help me
no one
position
knows
myself.
Yeah, but it's so fun. Well, the internet is the opportunity to pretend you know what you're doing, right?
Totally.
So sometimes I always say there's kind of often two clients, and I feel like we're on both sides. One, you had a ton of experience in corporate, so you are a confident career person, but you are not confident in what you were doing. You're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, who I'm going to sell to, who am I playing. You had the idea we're going this way.
Right.
So in my head, I was like, oh, so you have an expert, background, but online, we need to make you look as much of an expert as you actually are, even though you don't really have experience in a as a business owner. Right. So, but if you would have posted selfies or, your famous picture that we all take of ourselves after the hairdresser in the car, if you would have used those photos for your website, you wouldn't have come across as confident as you actually look. You might not actually have been confident, but you looked confident because you had brand photos and a website. And the other person is somebody that has terrible pictures. No, hang on. Somebody that looks super confident and then switched. So you're going to have to edit
and
that
doesn't
one.
really have to.
Hang on. I always say this and I got myself in my head. So new business. Oh, so the other type of person that does a photo shoot is somebody more established, like you now, and now you started posting and promoting your business, and now you got your feet wet, and now you're like, oh, I like, you didn't know you were going to do a podcast the first time you did a photo shoot, but you just needed pictures. So you were able to use a picture.
Right.
That, you started, or maybe you had one and we weren't even sure about the branding and the colors.
Well, that's a good question. I didn't know.
But as you evolve, you know what you need. So it's a better and better relationship. And I mean, we got lucky that we love working together.
Yes.
So I feel like you get better pictures because there's no like, hi, I'm Carly, you're Shannon, like, nice to meet you.
Right.
Like, we could jump
Are you gonna
right
make me look weird?
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like what's really interesting is, like you gave me the confidence in this shoot. Both times that we did the more extended shoots, you give that confidence for someone to step into that maybe new persona or a different persona that they had. But I will also say, and this is why I really want to talk about this brand photography versus traditional photography, because I think part of it is, I know for me, I remember, I've told this story before, where finally my website was ready and I'd given all the pictures that you took, right? And the woman who was helping me do that, she throws it up onto the screen and I'm so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the launch. And I was horrified because in my mind, I saw like 52 pictures of myself. And I was like, I'm going to look like a raging narcissist. Like, who's going to hire me? Like, she looks insane. But what she said, and I'm sure you talk to other women about too, who you work with, or men, you're the brand now. Like, you're the brand. And I think that was a really important point for me. And over time, I've gotten used to it. Now it's like, I don't really think about it quite as much when I see my photo. But how do you, talk a little bit about like the difference between what you do and a traditional photographer and how that whole brand concept works into how you take the pictures and how you talk to the people that you work with.
Okay, so many things to talk about. So it's funny about you feeling like a raging narcissist because it's painful. If you go on my Instagram, the pictures that I took, that I spent all the time, planning and getting clients, I get more interaction on pictures of myself on my own page, and I did not take the picture, so it actually makes me
funny.
So
it's not the pictures you took; it's pictures of you.
But it goes to the point where people want to work with people they like, they trust, trust. But even like, you could ask me literally anything. Like, I actually didn't even know what we were going to talk about today. I was like, sure, Shannon asked me, I'm going to say yes, which goes to show. And I think vice versa, you came to speak at my networking event, but like, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Probably anything you would ask me. But that's the whole point. So when somebody falls in love with you as a brand and hopefully as an actual client, they need to have a glimpse into what it's like to work with you, which is where brand photography, it's like the whole entire point. Mm-hmm. So in my brain works in obviously making people look flattering and like them, but authentic and approachable and whatever vibe. Some people are like, I'm very serious and I'm not going to smile on my pictures. That's their brand. It's very...
That sounds fun. Do you hang out with them after the shoot?
Not for drinks after the podcast that they didn't ask me to be on. But the difference between, let's say, if you asked a wedding photographer, family photographer, a brand photographer should be thinking, okay, what are we going to put on your homepage? Yeah. What's about me? How do you really showcase your personality? What are the services that you're actually offering? So if you're doing a podcast, one-on-one, like coaching or is it online? Is it in person? If it's in person, I want to make sure we have a fake person. Yeah. Like my husband randomly stopping in at the studio.
Your husband's, the back of your, technically the back of your husband's head.
Just happened to pop in at your photo shoot. I was like, you sit here and he's on your website. But like, if you do one-on-one coaching, it paints a picture that you talk to people. So whatever.
But still in like an authentic way. Yeah.
So whatever makes you show up and look authentic. So when it's time for them to actually either book a discovery call with you, they're like curious about working with you, but they probably already feel like they know you because you have photos all over your website.
Right. And on social media, which you can obviously use them there too. I agree. One of the things that for me, and I think it's probably true for many businesses you work with, is when other people who do similar work, when you go on their website, it's just a lot of stock photography.
You feel it.
Yeah, you feel it. And it's also like, maybe I don't really know who this is. And like, I don't even know if I want to reach out because what am I getting at? And yes, it's just a picture as far as like, you don't know me, but it does give that sense to people of like, what would it look like to work with you and all of that. So I love that. And I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, it's really important to, like you said, be authentically you, whatever it is. And I mean, I made a joke, but if you're a serious person, you're a serious person.
And that's
you.
Yeah.
Right.
On the other end, you know how when you see a picture and like, for whatever reason, you just see somebody be like, nope, not for me, whatever. It's older, younger, male, you want to work with a female, whatever it is. Like sometimes people just have this gut feeling. But on the other side, when you open up a website and you're like, oh, Shannon John, that's who I want to work with. And then they book a call and then your vibe is exactly how it feels when they go on the website. But like all the things just paint the picture. That's how you know you have good photos and good branding and all the things. But sometimes if you talk to somebody for a discovery call, either they talk to you or we booked a call with another vendor or something and you're like, where did this come from? Like not who I was expecting. That is not my, like, that would not be a Carley job. Well done.
Well, and I feel like your website does the same. I mean, I was referred to you, but even when I went on your website and I saw what you did and just like the tone of the pictures, but the content and everything, it was like, I think this is like kind of what I'm looking for. Obviously, it's fantastic.
It works. You know?
Yeah, it does work. It does work.
That's the best compliment I can get, that my website was as authentic as actually working with me, and vice versa. I haven't had to hire you yet, but
yes. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see
if we're a good fit.
Yeah. Well, and how do you do this? So, I mean, I have experience, so I have my own thoughts on what it was for me, but how do you typically go about making people feel comfortable, especially new entrepreneurs or new business owners they've not been. I mean, like you said, I was in corporate America for over 25 years and I wasn't the face of anything. I was working for a company. So how do you help people kind of own that?
So I get down to the nitty gritty on my discovery calls. But before that, I feel like most people already call me knowing that they want to work with me. So I don't think that I just talk to people assuming we're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah. I
don't know if that's a sales technique, but I'm just like, we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like 100% close rate, but like you're calling me, you need photos. I know what you need. Like I got you. So maybe not everybody signs up, but I talk to them as if we are. And I just start hearing about their business, and as they're talking, I just get like, okay, she wants more serious photos, or like we're bringing out a money gun and disco balls, like I could just get from their contact form to talking to them. And then I also, an important question I ask on a discovery call is, what vibe are you going for and who your ideal client is? And once in a while, it's just like not clicking for me. Like it doesn't feel like it makes sense. Like I'm making this story up, but if you said you work with geriatric, like you're in a nursing home, but you love like wearing punk rock clothes, I'd be like, I might not be able to capture your essence. I love that if there's something unique, but like the vibe isn't working, or I feel like it's not. But usually somebody calls because they're ready to do their website. So I usually have an idea of what they're doing, you know, like for their job, and I just will.
And you kind of work from there.
Especially I do discovery calls, and most people are in their office, so I could see what their decor is like. Usually their decor matches their favorite colors. So if somebody doesn't have brand colors, I'm like, you have a lot of teal in your place.
Get out of here, really?
You know what I mean? Or like,
that's interesting.
But to make them feel confident. So if somebody's already established, it's easy because I can, you know, either replicate or update their photos. But someone new, I would say asking a lot of questions to make sure I'm understanding where we're putting the pictures, what the purpose of them are. You know, it might not necessarily be for a website. It might just be social media, or they're promoting a podcast, or they have an event that they want to promote. I've done a few books that we just had specific chapters that we wanted to add. That's a completely different photo shoot. But I have a team of hair makeup, which makes everyone feel way prettier.
They're fantastic. I know. Yeah, I want them to come live with me. Follow me around.
Same. Just like when my clients are late, I'm like, oh, my hair looks like it needs some. But having your hair and makeup done makes you feel so much better. It does. And more confident. Yeah. I kind of push it, but I feel like a lot of people regret it if they don't do it. I have a stylist that helps pick out who. Also fantastic. Katie was on the podcast. She is amazing. Yep. She's like my little stylist tornado. Yeah. Because the same thing, people don't know what to wear. They're worried that, you know, like if you have your hair and makeup done and you know what you're going to wear. Yeah. because people would ask me, I'm like, I wear the same thing almost every day, usually in a t-shirt and jeans.
Right.
So it's not my expertise. So I have a whole team of people.
Yeah.
Also, I have a beautiful space to take pictures, which is also helpful.
You do.
Before people would come, and I would say, before I had a studio, I would say like, okay, I'll come to your house. What does your office look like? And you're like, it's terrible. I just moved in. And I don't have good decor, blah, 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 blah.
So you started before you had the actual space. Yeah.
And I was always scrambling for a location.
Okay.
And it's really hard to make these like bright, pretty pictures if it's a dark.
You've got a very specific aesthetic, which I love, obviously. And your space really speaks to that. Like, so did you work towards that specifically? Did that inform even the space that you, because I know you just recently moved and got even another space. How did you go about doing that? Like, did it have to have certain things?
Well, both spaces have the lightest paint that exists, which is a very funny paint buying experience. The guy was like, this is really white paint. I was like,
that's what I want.
Give it to me. Like, let's do it. So the white paint reflects light really nicely off of people's skin.
Okay.
It's flattering. And then the reason why I moved was it's a space across the street from my old space that you saw both of them. There are windows on every single side of the building and skylights, and it just helps with that look.
Lighting is everything.
Yeah. So long story, but I weaseled my way into there.
Into your new space.
Yes. Somebody already signed a lease. This is maybe an offline convo, but somebody had already signed the lease for that. And they were going to chop it up into a bunch of different cubicles. And I was like, no, take that space. I want this space. So
you did a little trade there.
Little trade. Little Carley magic. I told everybody it was happening. So I have lucky girl syndrome. I was like, I'm moving. It's going to work. We'll figure this out.
The episode that we just recorded before you was on intuition. So, and how to manifest that. So it sounds like you're already doing that. That's great.
Tell everybody what's happening and I make it happen.
Well, I don't really know where my dollar gun or disco ball was. I don't remember seeing that in my photo shoot. It wasn't meant for me. That's okay. But during the shoot, how do you help people? Because I mean, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I might have been around, like in terms of nerves, 10 being the most. I was probably at like a good 6.
Okay.
But I'm sure people are even worse and some are better. Yeah. So how do you get people into a zone where you can take really good pictures and make people feel confident in doing that?
I feel like any possible terrible or good joke I could possibly make is happening.
Yeah, you have jokes. Yep.
I got jokes.
You got jokes.
I do repeat the same jokes over and over again, but that's okay. If you do a shoot every 6 months, a year,
no one remembers.
Yeah. I have music always on. I got snacks and drinks. My whole goal is for somebody to feel comfortable. Getting your hair and makeup done at the studio is also helpful because you're getting
in the vibe as you're doing it. Yeah.
Primed, and then like we get to like fuss over you. We mean it, you know? It's a special day. It's a big day for people. It's a big investment of time and money and all the things. So I want to make sure everyone feels comfortable. I specifically love my hair and makeup team because they do also help. Like by the time everybody comes out of there, they're always like better to me. It's really hard when somebody just walks in and you have to drive pretty far to the studio, just like, hi, drop your stuff, let's take a picture. It's hard. So sitting here and drinking tea while they're primping and priming, it feels nice. And then I start setting things up while people are there. So like, oh, you brought your computer and your books and the things and the candles,
right?
If you did, and I'll start setting up stuff and just keep showing everyone. So just like show them around. It's like some people have zero input for their photos. They're like, whatever you want. If they give me info of where the pictures are going, what they're doing, what they need to promote. If some people have given me a line by line shot list, it's rare of like, I need this exact picture, me holding a pen and this. I'm like, I could do whatever you want. But otherwise we just go on a little journey through the studio, sit here, stand here, smile here. But I think now, after I've been doing this for 9-ish years, I have way more confidence in telling you how to pose and what to move and what to do. And I understand what kind of photos most people need. Like some zoomed in for stock photos, further out for room for white space and all the things. So I feel confident, but again, like most, like on your first shoot, you didn't even know what you needed because you knew you needed photos. So it was like, I feel like I give a good starter pack of photos. And then by the second time, you're like, you know what, I'm focusing on this. I need more photos of me doing this, and it's helpful. But you don't know that until you have your first. You don't.
Yeah, it's your first time. And I would imagine it's different for people, like we've said, who come in and they already have their business. And maybe even they're used to being photographed. Like I wasn't even used to that. I mean, and I know you do headshots still too, right? So how is that different for you? Are you still sort of in the mindset when you do that of capturing someone's personal brand? Is that a little different?
Usually, I feel like if you have a website, you're booking a longer session. My 20-minute sessions are usually like, hey, I'm trying to look for a new job or
any dating, people dating.
Sometimes. Sneak them in.
You could probably get a lot of people doing that.
If you want to pay me, I'll take pictures of anything.
Whatever.
But the 20-minute sessions are often like, oh, I have, a speaking gig or something for a conference. 20 minutes, but I don't have a ton of time to get to know you. I don't book a discovery call to do a quick 20 minutes. It's like I just need
just a few
good pictures of you. Most of my people book a 2-hour session. Is that what you did? Probably the first time.
The first time was way longer.
Way longer?
It was, I was there, I felt like a while. Yeah, it was most of the day. It might have been 4, but the second one was shorter.
Yeah. But usually I feel like if somebody already did a longer shoot, they can come back for like an hour shoot. Like we don't.
It's already, the rapport is there. That's already there. Have you ever had a client who really just like surprised you that in a good or I guess not so good way, like they show up and they're like either just like out there doing it or way more reserved and harder to get out than you thought? And how did you deal with it?
I do worse when someone's really nervous and just like not letting me crack the shell, but like maybe just weren't a good fit. But I recently had someone, and by the end, we were like really grooving. We went over, and she called me almost in tears at the end of the shoot. Said she was just such a nervous wreck, and she's like her pictures came out absolutely so beautiful. So it's so infrequent, but she was just in her own head.
Yeah.
Which I hate getting my picture again. That's why I do this.
Well, do you feel like there's a difference in women and men when you take their pictures? And
I don't like taking pictures of men. Sorry, what?
Don't do a lot of pictures of men.
No. I mean, it's fine, but like, it's not as fun. Like, be like, oh my god, I love your necklace. Like, this is so cute. And I mean it, but like, I feel like it's
not the same.
They're allowed in, but it's just like not as like fun.
It's not as fun. Our engineer's not listening. Don't worry. He's giving us a thumbs down. Like, well, we like men. We love men, but it's just your sort of expertise is more in connecting with women.
The studio's pink. Everyone's female working there. It's just like vibe,
Your vibe is women. Well, and it is. And that's really why I wanted to talk to you on the podcast, because I feel like there's brand photography and, people may or may not need that. But I feel like taking a good picture of yourself and it comes back and you're like, oh my gosh, like I look good. Like that's amazing.
I think most of my people, especially people that haven't gotten their picture taken a lot.
Yeah.
Most people, I've taken the most flattering picture they've had of themselves. That feels so good.
100%.
That's the woman that was nervous. She was just like, and I finally was like, I show everybody the pictures.
You do, and I think that's great.
And people tell me all the time that their photographer wouldn't let their, I'm like, you can't do that, because sometimes people are even like, oh my God, my hair is parted over here and I always part it here. Like, no, it doesn't look like little things. I'm like, tweak yourself. This is for your business. Zoom in. I'm like, please look at them. I let them, if you want to take pictures, like you'll feel better because you drive home and be like, oh my God, that probably was horrible.
What just happened?
Yeah. So I want to make sure you feel good, because then you can go back and be like, oh, and
It's a beautiful thing. It's such a confidence builder, which is why I asked about the headshots too, because I think even if people don't have their own business and they're not doing that, it's just like to get a really nice picture done. I think it's just kind of, people don't get it until it happens. I mean, I will give you a compliment too. When I showed my mom my photos, she like went off and got one printed up. I didn't even know she did it. She like put it on her. She framed it, the whole thing. She's like, that is a fantastic. And she was
you hear
totally
that, everybody? Mom approved. That is
Mom
adorable.
approved. Yeah. And I didn't even know she did. It wasn't like I sent it to her. I was showing her like, the progress. And because that was also a very real part of me building the business, which was like, okay, it was the first real, I remember, kind of tangible thing I was doing. Because like an online, it's not online business, but it's services, right? It's not touchable, tangible. And I was like, oh my gosh, these pictures. And then we're building the website. So I sent them to her. And then, and then she was like, oh my God, I went and I framed. I'm like, you did? And it was on her piano in a very, prominent.
Made it to the piano. That's very impressive.
So made it there.
Well, most people don't print my pictures, which is funny. So when I do see somebody that has like a pamphlet or something, I don't know, it just like does it for me. So
that's so funny. I'll have her take a picture of the picture on her piano.
It'll make me very excited. That is adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute. She loved them. Everybody did.
What a compliment. But she also felt like it was you, not like, where did this woman come from?
Right. I mean, I teased my mom. Actually, you're reminding me of something. Well, you remember glamour shots. You remember the glamour shots in the mall, right?
One also on the piano.
I did not do a glamour shot, but my mom did one version of one for her business card, and she was in a very, she didn't have the feather boa on or anything like that. But it didn't look like her.
Yeah.
And when she showed it to me, I kind of like, I was like, what? Like, and I kind of like, Mom. So I think to your point, yes, that's why she loved it, because moms want to see you as you are, right? And she felt like the pictures you took were definitely me, which is
so sweet. That's a version of when, I think we were talking about that the other night, that when you have a picture of your kid, when it's like their actual smile, like when you're really laughing.
Yes.
It's like,
exactly.
So it's like family photos just for adults.
You can put it, mom approved, definitely.
Mom approved. I love that.
In terms of, tips and things for people taking pictures in general, there's so much out there on social media. Like, it's just, do you have any tips for folks on just how can they set themselves apart? Because sometimes it feels like you're constantly hit in the face. And how do you how can you create your own personal brand, or how can you make yourself kind of just stand out?
Good question. Loaded.
Come to your studio,
Well, not everybody's ready or far. I feel like I would tell everybody blanket. I know there are some variables in this. When you're posting photos on your grid, let's say for Instagram, I feel like most of them should be professional-ish.
On the grid.
I think so. That's what I do.
For your business,
I think so.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the Instagram stories is where you can get into the nitty gritty and the behind the scenes. And I think people love that. Mm-hmm. Personally, that's where I get a lot of conversations started, or either I post a picture of my kid, if somebody feels confident about that, or something relevant. Like I'll post a picture of my daughter right before when you came to speak last week there. Yes. A picture of her helping me at the studio. And I love getting conversations started or interactions with people, or maybe I'm, top of mind or in their mind to talk about, but having something relevant but day to day and real, like I'll obviously post a picture of here. I think that helps. So if somebody just shows up on my Instagram, I feel like, especially because I'm a photographer, they should have like the professional Carley, but then like the day to day in between to be like, do I really like this woman? Like, should we talk?
What is she about, really?
What is she actually about?
I think that you've hit on something that is probably what for me has been one of the hardest adjustments of being my own business, which is how much to share and like how much in terms of the video or the photos, because you're 100% right. It's like looking for that connection. And I'm like, I was in corporate, but you didn't share, right? Because you're in this role. And now it's very different because people do want to know you're 100% on point. Like, she's a professional, she knows what she's doing, but they also want to connect with you.
Yes.
So
you need to look busy also. Like, you can't just be like, I'm home waiting for business. Like,
are you going to call me? Yeah.
Yeah. They want it,
that you're out there.
Only client.
Right.
So busy, but not too busy for me. So it's a hard thing to balance, but you're doing great on social media.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. No, well, it's because I have all these pictures, but it's hard. It's a hard shift for people to make. Maybe not so much. I mean, I don't want to date myself, but like maybe sort of the more mature generations, it's a little bit hard because we didn't have social media and sort of adjusting to it, but it's revealing enough of yourself, but not so much that you feel like it's too much. So
it's a tough balance.
Yeah, but I like those tips, like keep it professional, but also share a little bit.
People love it. Like, you're here recording today.
Yeah.
Bell Works.
Yep.
Great location. I usually wait to post until I'm home. So maybe nobody robs my house because they know that I'm not home, or just, I don't know.
That's a good tip.
Sort of safety reasons. Like if they're looking for me, I don't know. I'm at Bell Works right now, but
someone's looking for you.
I don't know. Maybe.
Get the door. Hit the door.
But just at the end of the day is usually when I kind of recap my day. But people, I don't know, it's fun. I think especially the most engagement I've gotten is when I've redone 2 studios. I'm like, should I start in interior design?
Oh, really?
People eat that up. Yes. Seeing a before
People
and
love after. a good makeover. That's true.
So I will look at any before and after.
Yeah.
Anything. Like love.
Yeah.
Paint, wallpaper, weight loss, I don't know, anything.
Yeah.
But social media is tricky. I know you've been reaching out to other people for advice, and you always you take advice very well, and you're always searching for more info.
I like to play by the rules. Like if you tell me something, an expert tells me something, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be careful what I tell you. It sounds disgusting.
Give me life advice.
I don't think that's why I'm here. Careful. I'll tell you all.
Yeah, but I do want to improve. And I think this is, again, why I think this topic is relatable. It's not just, it's almost just to show the power of the photos, the power of being authentic in those photos, and figuring out what you want to share with people. Even if you don't have a business, even if it's on a personal level, like what do you want to share? And I don't know, you said it too. I think a lot out there is not real, maybe. So that's just why the name of my company is True HR. It's like authentic, true, honest, real. And I think people do respond to that.
People pick up on that. You can, even if there's something like somebody's posting an AI photo or something like looks too posed. I know I'm taking professional photos, but it's still showing people's personality. But we're not like photoshopping anything crazy.
Right.
We're not doing anything. Like it's still you in good lighting and flattering clothes and hair makeup. But people know when something's fake.
They do.
And they pick up on it and they're just like, I don't know what this is, but it feels yucky.
Yes.
But on the opposite, when somebody's showing up authentically and true on your name, like they love it.
People respond. I know one of the best compliments I ever got was like, I met someone in person and I guess we had connected at one point on LinkedIn. They were like, you look exactly like your LinkedIn photo. And I was like, thank you.
Carley. Yes.
I was like, thank you. I appreciate that. Because, we've all, whether it's LinkedIn or.
Yeah. I online dated before I met my husband. I met him in person.
Yeah.
But I was trying to like not go too glam on my pictures because I didn't want to be like, ooh, this is you in person.
Right. You want to give a realistic, like
this is what I would look like if you woke up next to me. Like. On a date, I'll look better,
I can go in any direction here. Yes. Well, this is definitely turning into a different episode, but so I just want to. I usually like to leave a little bit like of a little inspo story, and I think your reinvention was certainly inspirational. What kind of lessons have you learned through that reinvention and ultimately owning your own business now and working with a lot of women and a few men? What have you learned? What's like your journey been so far? Because you have a long way to go.
Okay. So number one, I think everybody that started their own business is out of their mind.
Great. Tell me that now. Why didn't you tell me when I came to get my pictures?
I know, I should have told you. I just feel like the people that are starting their own business just have this itch they can't scratch. Yeah. They're bored. They're unfulfilled. I also noticed that hopefully I want everyone to have a successful business, but I noticed that if you have control over your calendar and your schedule, I think it makes people so much happier.
100%.
Like I'm not asking for a day off to go to my son's field trip.
Yep.
I didn't have to ask permission to come get interviewed by you on a Wednesday. I could do whatever I want.
Right.
And it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the essence of it. But sometimes people are starting or want to start their own business, or, on the playground, people, come up to me, they know they can talk to me about it. And I say, like, make sure it provides obviously money, like whatever your goals are. You might not need to make any money, or like you really need to support your family and you need, health insurance and all the things, right? Those are 2 different scenarios. But make sure that the hours are like that you would have to do your business are going to be okay for your life goals. Like if you want to open up a nightclub, so you want to put your kids to bed every night, it's not great, or you want to open up a store, and the same thing, if you have little kids or you don't want to work weekends or whatever you want to do with your life, might not be a good fit for you that you have to be sitting, or if somebody calls out and it's you sitting in the store selling things every weekend and night. So
right.
That's why rethink your business goals before you really dive in.
Yeah. And I think, I think you probably felt this too. In building a business, yes, you have this freedom, but it's also all you all the time. So there's always a yin and a yang, right? There's always something.
Sure is.
But you are correct, I think, about the control of your time. And I think that's where, especially for women in the workplace, what I've seen for many years in corporate America was like when you don't have control and you're feeling like you're at the mercy of someone wanting to hold a meeting at 5:30 on a Friday or whatever that may be, you just got to do it.
Baseball game and you just can't do it. And it's heartbreaking. Right. And I don't mean to only talk about moms, but I know you have a son and have kids, but like that's really like that's when somebody cracks, or like they really have to decide what was important. Right. So if maybe taking a pay cut to go start their own business and have flexible hours, but again, making sure that the business that you want to start has the life that you want to live. Yeah. People might want to only work on the weekend and have, Monday through Friday off. There are things that are other people want, but it's not easy having your own business. And make sure it's like at least trying to line up to your values.
It's like being realistic. Yeah, because you must see a lot of people come to you for photos, start and do great. And then you probably see others that maybe aren't, and could be for that reason or other reasons, I would imagine.
I know. I want everybody to have a successful business. And success to everybody means something very different.
That's
true. Me being able to come talk to you, we're going to go for a drink after. Yeah. And then I'll still be able to pick up my kids. And I didn't have to, come on. That's great. Right. It's the best.
And it's a Wednesday.
And then I have a shoot tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. No, it is. It can be great, but you're right. And that I think goes for any job. It's like you really have to figure out if it suits what you want out of life first, not the other way around.
I mean, not everybody has the ability to choose to, which is also
that's right.
But again, if you're going to start your own business, make sure we're on the right path to the end goal. I've been busier because I had to redo this whole studio and it's been crazy and contractors and it was a whirlwind, but I had a rough couple of months, but I knew it. And now I'm like, oh, everything's done. Now I have more free time again.
Well, I mean, I just think you thinking to yourself, well, I don't really know much about how to do this, but I'm going to figure it out, is kind of like a mantra for probably most entrepreneurs.
I would say so.
Right. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna figure this out. And probably a good mantra for life, because stuff happens all the time that you just have to figure it out.
There are many things we didn't know before, and now we know. Mm-hmm. That is also why I started Third Thursday, my networking group, because I noticed that first I only speak to mostly women entrepreneurs, but just to have a little place to vent and ask for help, and
community
who to use for social media. Yeah. Who, has anybody built a website by themselves on Wix? Like, do you know how to do this? Or all the community and asking for help, and sometimes having to complain. But I would like to give you shout outs to your amazing presentation you gave the other day.
Thank you.
Everybody,
Thank you.
I'm getting a lot of texts about feedback, which was, we might have to have you back, but we rethought our elevator pitches, and I actually just can't stop thinking about it.
We'll have to talk.
Yeah, I have to practice mine. But it was normally I used to be like, I'm Carley Storm and I do photo and video for small businesses. I gotta get this.
And now you got a savvy pitch. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing feedback, and it was great to hear from the audience. But really, that was such a great presentation.
Thank you. Well, see, that's like me, feeling like, wow, someone actually took something away and really is hopefully changing. Oh yes, show me. Oh, that's so fun.
Even people that I thought were super confident in they're doing really well. I was like, they're never gonna come. I'm like, oh, I'm surprised they're coming. Why are they coming? And they're all saying I don't love how I introduced my business, or we're making it quieter.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see. I'm like, oh, you also are doubting yourself and not feeling that confident, even though I know you have a successful business. Right. So it was cute to see and humbling, but that's why we're there. And I loved how everybody was giving feedback to each other.
Yeah, I love that. And I think to your point about creating that, it's like especially when you're an entrepreneur, or even just a woman in business, to have that community is so important. Number one, because sometimes it can be super lonely if you're not at a company. Even if you are at a company, sometimes you just want a different perspective, and you want I've said this is a little off topic, but I've said it a million times. I used to really dislike networking because it felt really weird and inauthentic, and it felt like I wanted something, and I just love it now as an entrepreneur. I just love And same reason I do the podcast, just love having the conversations and having a more interesting life, really, meeting cool people.
Oh, yeah. But also you're going in, like you're now networking for yourself, but also like you might pick up a friend.
That's right.
You might get a recipe. You might get a tip about something or
absolutely.
And it could actually just be anything, which is so beautiful. Before when you had a real job.
Yeah. Traditional job.
A traditional job.
Yeah.
I would say that's the thing. It's too fun for this to be a real job.
Yeah.
But back when you had a real job, corporate, you had to like schmooze for the company. And
Exactly. Not for yourself. So it's, I think that's great. Thank you for sharing that. But I think the networking group is great. Tell everybody where they can find you online.
Okay. So Carley Storm, Carley. My Instagram is Carley Storm Branding Co. I am on LinkedIn. I have not caved and gone on TikTok.
No, me neither. Yeah. Just kind of watch it from the sidelines.
Okay.
But
Instagram is a great way to find me. I love people send me messages. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've been following you, or I love your suit. Your kid is here. I don't know, anything. I just love.
You are a fun follow, I will say, even outside of that. Yeah. There's a lot of personal messaging in there too that I really enjoy.
You don't know what's happening.
Yeah. So. Well, good. I hope everybody reaches out to you and feels a little more confident with you taking their picture, because you do a great job. And it's a pleasure having you here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We're out, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to True HR Beyond the Office. We hope today's episode inspired new ways for you to find fulfillment and purpose in your personal and professional life. If you found value in our conversation, let's keep it going. Follow us on social media and visit us at ShannonClarkJohnston.com to explore free tools, resources, and more about our speaking, coaching, and consulting services.